In this video, I'll be showing you how I like to train a puppy to recognize their name and to offer eye contact when you use it. The concept of a name is a human idea that does not have much intuitive meaning to a puppy or even to an older dog. What dogs can learn to understand and turns out to be quite helpful for us is behavior. So in my opinion, the helpful way to think of a dog's name is that it's a cue for the behavior of making eye contact with you. Teaching your dog to make eye contact is the first building block that creates a connection between you and your dog. Later in the dog's life, when they're working with you, we will want to establish an expectation that eye contact is what begins many interactions in training and also leads to access to good things in life more generally. We want our dogs to ultimately use this as a means of getting our attention and talking with us. For human beings, our vision is a primary sense that we use to navigate the world and communicate with one another. So it's completely normal for us. But this is not the default for dogs. Their sense of smell is more important, and they tend to be more oriented towards body language cues that provide information in their social life. This means that we have to explicitly teach the dog to make eye contact and build a lot of value through training for offering and maintaining eye contact. It's one of the first things that I try to teach my dogs because it's the only way I can be certain that I have their full attention and focus, and I'm not coercing or persuading the dog to do something they're not really that interested in. So at this initial stage, we will treat eye contact for a name like a behavior in itself. It's helpful to at first use a piece of food to lure your dog's attention by moving the food from their nose quickly towards your face. Yes. Yes. We are just teaching the puppy to lift up their face and to look at our face. Yes. Begin by using a piece of food a few times just to remind your dog of the game before you transition to doing the same hand motion but without a piece of food in your hand this time. As before, click or mark the instant the dog looks up at your face. And if your dog doesn't look up when your hand is empty, you can alternate between doing one repetition with food followed by one without food. You might also consider using a higher value reward if your dog seems uninterested still. If that doesn't help, simply end the session and try again later. Now that the dog is reliably following your empty hand to your face and making what may look like eye contact, we will introduce the name before we do the hand motion. Star. Yes. Star. Yes. Star. Yes. Star. Yes. Good job. Star. Yes. Star. Yes. Star. Yes. Good job. Good. Puppy. Good. Good. Yes. Now the dog should be able to look away from food or other distractions and offer eye contact every time you say their name. What I'm suggesting is a simple rule that I personally follow and would recommend you consider doing the same, at least for the first years of the dog's life, or maybe forever. And the rule is to only use the dog's full name when you need their attention and eye contact, when there is something positive in it for the dog. The use of the dog's name should always be followed by either a reinforcer or a cue that leads to reinforcement. If you're using the dog's name without any thought or behavioral expectation, the dog will become desensitized to it and will stop responding to it. It becomes just another word that they hear, which has no real relevance for them. I want the dog's name to mean, stop whatever you're doing and engage with me. So I'll never use it in a real-life setting unless I'm certain that the dog will respond. In this step, you will be very gradually increasing the duration the dog holds eye contact before marking and rewarding. Keep in mind that this is often very difficult for puppies, and it's not essential to spend all your training time on this. It will develop with time and practice, all on its own. Focus instead on generalizing the behavior in new locations and around increasingly higher levels of distractions. And that is how you can teach a dog to understand their name and respond to it with focused attention and the behavior of eye contact. We will build on this basic skill by using it in a number of situations, so stay tuned to see how we can take this even further to help the dog stay connected with you. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. For more exclusive footage of my training with Star and Watson, you can join our Patreon, where we post special masterclass tutorials that are exclusive to Patreon, as well as unedited clips of different sessions with more training tips. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.